So in this video, we're gonna go over the steps it took us, the process to build a $20,000 lead generation website for one of our clients. And first off and foremost is the one that we all should do, of course, is the business consultation. This is where you can shift out who you're gonna work with, who you're not gonna work with, because you're not gonna work with just anybody. Meaning that you yourself as a business need to be careful who you choose to work with and who you choose not to work with. If anything, that is more important than who you choose to work with, because who you choose not to work with already excludes who you are to work with. In other words, business is a relationship, treat it as a relationship. So we're going to cover the 6 different steps it takes, or rather that it took us to fulfill this project to its fullest. And so you will be learning a lot from this video.
So we will also cover the before and after of our client working with big marketers and Google themselves for over 9+ years, and the mistakes that they were making that costed him tens of thousands of dollars. And then we're going to show you exactly how we fixed it and the results that we're getting him now.
And another thing we're going to also go over in this video is the legal issues, right? And how everything was played out, just because when we look at certain things like loans, dealing with mortgages, origination, or even if you're selling any type of financial product, if you're a financial advisor, high ticket insurance agent, one of the issues that we saw was you need to make sure that everything is in conjunction with local, state laws, national laws, and even international laws. So you can keep everything in check and knit together, and how these issues have caused some of the people that were not our clients, basically for their sites to be taken down. They went out of business or sued, and so on and so forth. And so to minimize that legal issue, we minimize the risk of loss of business. And that is one important factor as well that we will also cover in this video as well.
We'll also cover how we save time using an AI to create original content that connects with his ideal client a lot more efficient and creatively. Now, this content isn't just connecting with the ideal client, but it's also optimized for Google, meaning that Google goes through this content and it knows exactly who to put this in front of. So this just increases the click-through rate and it lowers your cost per click. And we're going to show you exactly how we did that in this video.
And so one of the next bullet points, right, that we're going to cover is how the websites, people have brought up a lot of websites, I work in that field as well, where the site may look pretty, it may look very presentable, and may have all these really cute, awesome animations, epic even. But does that really generate you revenue as a business, right? Someone can have a beautiful website, but if that's not going to generate any revenue, rather if it's actually going to make the user experience a lot more cumbersome and annoying, people rather not go through that whole process if they don't have to, because you will lose a lot of eyeballs in your website when you're getting that first impression. So you have to make sure that what you're talking about is in the first part of your website, which is the banner. And we're also going to go over the methods of lead generation in this website and how to get yourself out there. And so you can garner more clients a lot easier. And then people can even recommend other people to your website just because of how professional it looks. While at the same time having the functionality of garnering many leads and converting those leads, which is important, into sales. Because in the end, we want to convert it into sales for our clients to tailor everything to them.
And ultimately, we're going to cover in this video what we did before actually tying everything together and giving it to the client. Going over everything, reviewing the ads, the website, and letting Google know that everything is ready to go.
Yeah, basically making sure that the score is really high for this website, especially in SEO. We want to summarize basically that everything has to be done right before we can even launch anything and run ads. So we just have to make sure that everything is appropriate, and which we'll cover in the which we'll cover in the video. So if you continue to watch this video, you're gonna learn so much information just by but just being here and listening to what we went through, so that you yourself, who knows, could improve your business as well. And if you have a business, you're gonna learn a lot.
So with that being said, let's get straight to the first step.
Hey, welcome to the first part. This is the business consultation. So this comes after we have pre-qualified our clients in order to work with us. So this already comes after the sell. And this is where we analyze and see where our client is at the moment. Because before this, we ask a question. And the question is, what kind of business do you have? To ask that question before the sales call is very important, because there are businesses that we do not work with and there are businesses that we do work with. So we do have to qualify them in case they are eligible to work with us to actually earn profit from our end and from their end and from their clients and whoever they help. So all three of us need to be able to be profitable or to receive some kind of benefit. And number one is going to be what product do you sell? What product you sell is very important to us, because either what product or service is just as imperative as anything else. So for us, what you sell is determined by who you're gonna serve, right? Either you trade in time, you do service-based, or you sell a product and then you can create multiple assets. So we ask what it is that you sell, either products or services, so that then we can tighten and narrow that funnel a little bit more into who we're really serving in this case. So this is where we already determine an audience. We determine an audience for you that you like serving and that you want to solve a problem for. In this case, you might already have a certain audience, but prior to this, right, we ask who you serve, if it is profitable for you or not. So if it's not, we just don't work, because it's not as profitable. You're going to end up wasting more of your time, and sadly, more of our time. That is going to take you years to build if you're not already a multi-million-dollar company. Like, for example, you say like Liberty. You're not Liberty to offer tons of insurance policies to different people, or Guardian, right? It just doesn't work that way. And so your audience is already gonna have to be determined. But if it's not, the good thing is that we also apply a business strategy to narrow down who the audience is to the product you already serve. And that way you can earn the most revenue. And as we're 10xing, 5xing, 2xing your profit margins from that very product or service, then we have to make sure that you are going to be profitable in the end, and that we're going to profit as well, and that the client also is going to be satisfied. And this is also where we go over the employees. So we're going to ask, do you have employees that work W-2? Do you have 1099? Do you have contractors overseas, in the nation, in the states, in the cities, local, you name it? We have to make sure where your money is going and where you're investing it with certain employees. What are their tasks? What is the department that they work in? How do they help you earn revenue? And do you have any automations that already make it easier for you to not spend too much time in the business, but you're working to basically manage and make the business prosper a little bit more? And so the number of employees is very important, because this is something we go over as well in capacity wise. How much capacity can you handle? Is it you're basically either serving a business locally and then you're going to house, for example, roofers, very limited in regards to how many employees they could have and how many houses they could serve. Then we have a product, you can just sell the product, and as long as the capacity of stock is there, then you can sell as many as you have. And if you have e-products, well, there is no cap to that. So you can sell as many courses, ebooks, e-products that you have. And so we have to predetermine that as well to make the most profit, and so that we don't go over that limit, because we're not here to get you leads. We're here to convert sales. which is one of the questions I do ask my clients is, do you want more leads or do you want more sales, right? And they say, oh, well, we want both. Well, what if we can get you 100 leads but only 2 sales? Would you rather want that, or would you rather want 10 leads and then you get 8 sales? That's a no-brainer, right? The one that's going to get you the most profit is the one that you're going to go more for, which is you're going to go for the 80% in conversion, right? Obviously, you waste less time and you basically move on. And also, one thing we have to also calculate is the amount of revenue and the the cost of goods and services that you have incurred, which is your gross income and your net, right? If you have any net income really good, we can be able to strategically plan it a little better. Preferably, if you've just starting off but you're still making sales, then we can use at least 6 months of that data so that we can basically optimize it to earn you a lot more revenue, and the payoff is going to be greater. But just someone that is not experienced, doesn't have much knowledge in what he's doing or selling, then this wouldn't be for you, where you wouldn't just create a business, you would have to go and create and learn a new skill, create a product or service that you are really passionate about, but that can also earn you some revenue as well. So that is very important, because we use a calculator where we use to track the gross and net income, the assets and how much you're producing with them, what is not working, what is working, and you name it. Your monthly income is basically determined by the capacity that you're able to take in as well. So just like how we already spoke about, how your income is what's gonna drive your business forward, and how many people you're able to serve through your time or through your product, and what problem you're able to solve at what price, because you have to grow a business and you have to basically earn more income so that you can expand your business more and hire more people as well. And through this, we have to determine also, what is your investable income? Do you have any credit lines, trade lines? Do you have any loans, equities, mortgage equities, commercial equities? Do you have already cash assets that are already relatively available to you? Do you have something that is going to generate cash flow, where you're going to be able to fund your business a little more? Because it is very important that we know what and how you're able to fund the business, and how we can keep growing this business at a very high level, because we want to, as I said already, like 2x, 5x, 10x your business. So we have to determine all of this beforehand as well. So business strategy is very important. And once we have your audience down, we determine, right, that this audience is the one we're going to serve the most. If you already have this available, even better, because it makes it a lot easier for us to basically narrow down who the audience would be and what problem you're solving for these people, and if it is something that they understand. So you have to make it understandable for them. And once that audience is determined, then we move on to another step. Then we ask you the question of, how do you promote your business? Is it through Reddit? Is it through forums, groups, SEO, websites, funnels, guides, books, ebooks, magazines, newspaper articles, business booklets, word of mouth referrals? There is so many ways, but some work better than others for certain niches and for certain products and services. And that's why we have to determine which one would be the most optimal choice to have a higher payoff and revenue in your business, so that your business would just skyrocket. And we basically handle the hard parts, and that's where we predetermine everything and build a whole strategy around it, and a system where we're able to basically have a measurable outcome and see where everything lies. And once we see that through our data analytics, we are able to see what we can target at a rate that would just be phenomenal.
So I'm gonna go ahead and take you through the before and after of where our client was at to the numbers that we're getting him right now. Now, when he first came to us, he was already working with a big marketing company and even Google himself, as I mentioned in the introduction. And when he came to us, his main problem was, well, of course, that he wasn't getting the results he wanted. But he said the reason for that was because they were not listening to his needs. Now, this is something that is a big problem in our field of work. A lot of big marketing businesses already have a plug and play solution or a cookie cutter solution that they use on everybody. So it gets they still get results, but it's very generalized. Compared to if you had a solution that was tailored specifically to your needs. For example, you can go get a suit and it's still gonna fit you, but if you get a suit that is tailored specifically for you, then that suit is gonna fit a lot better. So that's how we view this business. Yes, you can have results working with big companies, but when you work with a business that focuses specifically on tailoring everything to their clients, that's a gold mine right there. And in this case, we were looking through his ad campaigns and I actually found a couple things that were costing him thousands of dollars. And I'm going to show you the tweaks that I made to get him better results, higher quality leads so that he can get more sales. So I'm going to go ahead and hop on the laptop. Now keep in mind this client here, he offers high ticket services. So with one sale, he can generate $10,000 to $100,000, which is why he doesn't mind spending a couple grand on ads every week. So let's go ahead and hop on here. I'm going to show you the before and then I'm going to show you how we fixed the mistakes, where the mistakes were at, and the results that generated him. So let's go ahead and get started. So this right here was the campaign that was active when he first came to us. So I'm going to show you these numbers right here. So first of all, you can see the clicks. This was in 1 month, 2 months rather, of running the ads. So in 2 months, he generated 180 clicks at $2,300, right? And I'm going to show you, and this was the cost per click. So every time someone would click his ad, he would be charged in average of around $13. Now, this is when he first came to us, and the number one factor on all of this right here is the quality score. So as you can see, the quality score is an estimate of how relevant your ads, keywords, and landing pages are to a person who sees your ad. Higher quality scores typically lead to lower cost and better ad positions. So a quality score is given to your ad whenever the Google Ads goes through the keywords that are in your landing page, your website, and your actual ad, and they'll give it a score on how relevant it thinks that your ad is to their search term, to whatever the person is searching. So if you have a higher quality score, then your ad would be seen as more relevant by Google, and you would have to pay a lower cost because they think you're really relevant and you're gonna solve the solution to whatever they're searching. So they'll reward you by giving you a lower cost per click. So someone with a lower quality score will have to pay more so that their ad can show up on a higher position. So as you can see from this campaign, he did not have any quality score because it was not relevant at all to these search terms. So this was a big issue that we saw when we first went through his campaign. Now, this was when we started running the ads for him. You could already see a difference in the quality score. Now again, I want to show you, look at the price. The cost is the same, $2,300, but he got 100 more clicks for the same amount at $8. Right now the average was $8 per click. And that's because the quality score, Google actually saw it as relevant to these search terms. So they rewarded him by giving him a lower cost per click, as you can see here. And pushing out his landing page or website that we created for him at a higher position compared to his competitors. So that's the first thing that we changed, was working on his quality score. So we had to first completely change the landing page that his clients were going to. They were going to some generic landing page with just some plain copy on there and a photo of him, and that was it. So Google didn't really see that relevant, so we had to create an entire website tailored specifically for the people that he served with these keywords, and I'm going to show you how we built that website. I'm not going to get too much into the technical side of it, but I'm going to show you what we used, why we used this software, and of course the results that it was getting him. You can see just from that little snippet, that was just in a 2-week period of running those ad campaigns. So just by training the Google AI a little bit more, we could have seen a lot better numbers, and we're going to start running these campaigns again, and we're going to start generating this client a lot more high quality leads. Now there was also one more thing that we changed, and we're going to get back to the software that we used and the copy that we used for him, but we also started implementing what Google calls audience segments. So in the previous ad, let me show you. I'm going to hop back on the laptop and I'm going to show you that they did not have audience segments. What audience segments is pretty much Google knows everything about whatever you're searching. So yes, that's a little weird, but they do. And they know people who are in the market for shopping for cars, shopping for shoes, for clothing, for mortgages. So we added audience segments for people who are looking for mortgages. So what this does is it targets people that are already looking for this specific service, and that increases the click-through rate because now the people are more qualified. They're already looking for mortgages, and you just put your ad in front of them. So you get more clicks, and in return, you'll get a lower cost per click because your quality score will go up because more people are clicking your ad. So let me show you that real quick. So right now I'm in the audience, and you can see right here, audience segments. There was no audience segments in this campaign that he was running when we first came to this client. When this client first came to us, rather. And now, when we first started, that's one of the first things that I actually added. So if we go to audiences, show table, you can see here that we were targeting people who were looking for home purchase loans, mortgage refinancing, home purchase loans, home equity loans. And this, well, it just helps Google better target those audiences with their own data that they have on these people. And we added this along with the key here was hiring that quality score like we previously showed you. So if I go back to that quality score, this is what we really focused on. So in this next section, I'll go ahead and show you how we increased the quality score and how we got it up to an 8. Ideally, the average would be from 3 to 5. So if you're already above 5, that means that your ad is very relevant and you will not have to bid as much as your competitors. So that already gives you a big advantage in the auction whenever someone searches up for a search term. So now Raimundo's gonna go ahead and explain how we built out the website, the features it had, and then I'll show you the copy that we created, that this software created, original copy that we added to go hand in hand with his Google ads. So it was great for the SEO to show up organically on his website, on Google rather, and it went hand in hand with the Google ads because now Google knew that his website was talking exactly about what they were searching about what his clients were searching about. So that gave him a big boost. And we'll go ahead and go through Raimundo's part. He's going to explain everything in great detail, and then I'll go ahead and show you how we created that copy.
So now we're gonna go over the legal issues, which is very important. And one of the things is you wanna always make sure that your domains are not someone else's domains or properties. Some domains are already copyrighted, or rather, the brand name is under someone else. For example, Walmart.com, right? It's whose? Walmart. So you cannot just buy another domain called Walmart.xyz, meaning that you have to make sure that those things are not being taken. And so let's go over that here, for example. So, for example, one of the key things I want to show you right here is called, what is it called? It's called the database for trademarks. Database trademarks. And this is government websites. So right here it's called the uspto.gov. So when you start a brand or any business, you want to make sure that those trademarks are not taken already, because then you would be working sort of in vain, unless you're a local business, right? But here, for example, let's search Walmart, right? Everybody knows Walmart, which we just gone over. So let's put Walmart. And so these are the live registered ones. So as you see, Walmart is already taken here. So the word mark for Walmart is taken. It's already live and registered. So this has already been done through some thesis. This is actually for the financial advice and consulting services that Walmart does. This is a trademark for the retail and store services that Walmart does. So this is already the class when it's been given. What is it named? So this is the name of the Walmart company in Delaware. There's a lot more trademarks that Walmart does, of course. Because they trademark everything, and you have to make sure that all your trademarks are basically taken. So here we see that this logo is already taken, right? So this has already been taken. It's already been registered since 2022. It is a relatively new logo. They've had ones prior to this, but they do maintain the name of Walmart throughout. So we want to make sure that yours is not taken. And so first we also go over this a little bit more. I like that they ask for surveys, so that's pretty cool, but not right now. And all right, so now that we covered Walmart, right, what we want to do is we want to go and make sure that our domain is covered. So the reason we want to get it from Cloudflare is because Cloudflare has one of the best control and control and securities for domains. It literally has one of the best DNS servers in the whole world. Because as a business owner, right, we deal a lot with domains, and we have domains scattered all over the place from clients, ours, other people's, and we have to make sure that we get into this, of course. And so one of the first things is you don't go into pricing. You just basically go into the dashboard. So dash.cloudflare.com, you log in here, and you can go ahead and register and get whatever domains you want in Cloudflare. Cloudflare by itself already has its own security features already for bots. So it has its extra features that protect your domain from hackers, hijackers, you name it, and also to basically protect it in general. Because you can go, for example, to GoDaddy.com, right? And if you go to GoDaddy has its own domain, so it's like, hey, search for your domain, and we put Walmart. And it's searching, and they're like, oh, Walmart.com is taken, but then this broker can find out for you where it is. Of course, it's already taken. You're not going to be able to get it. So here we have alternatives. See how you have to protect basically what your domain is. So once you get one, for example, you have to get all of them. So if you get Walmart.com, you have to get Walmart.net, Walmart.org, Walmart, you name it. .io, .ai. The most popular ones, you get it. It's at least like around 3 to 4 of them, 5. But if anything, you only need the main ones, which is .com, .net, and .org. Those are the most popular ones. .ai's being more popular nowadays, and it is one of the more expensive ones. The reason that I'm telling you this about GoDaddy is by itself a web builder. So you can buy your domain here, But you can also buy and you can also create your website here. Why is that bad? Well, basically they tie the knot around you so they prevent you from leaving here so that you get your domain here. But if you get your domain from Cloudflare, then you separate your domain from the hosting provider itself, which means that you're not tied down to one thing and you can always transfer this domain anywhere else that you move your website to. And it's always going to be linked to this one right here. And if you have your domain here in GoDaddy, then what ends up happening is you can create a website here and get your domain, but their website builder is very limited. And when you're trying to get an email hosting for your GoDaddy site, it already has a third party, which in general means that you have to also buy this plan as well. So they're already linked with Microsoft 365, which is already like $20 plus for something you could get for free somewhere else. And you don't have to rely on a third-party software in order to pay for this, just making it harder for you and your client to be able to connect this through the, how can I put it basically connected everywhere through your phone, desktop, laptop, all that stuff. It's something that we go through with our clients to make sure that it's connecting your business email everywhere and then you're receiving it at all places. But for this, it's using another software that is just very difficult to basically keep track of everything. And just like any company, we have to have your privacy policy and your terms and conditions. So once we go all the way down, we see that here, we go all the way down, right? Is your privacy policy and your terms and conditions. We have to make sure that these are applicable into the law, right? And that all of this is to protect your company, which are the terms of use. This is how they're gonna use your services and your products, whatever it be. So you're basically referring to yourself, your business, and how they can use your websites, what it's for, how you can contact people, right? There it is for abuse, because your website is what controls your business. So in this case, it's a part of your business that you need to also make sure to control and to basically limit the liabilities for yourself. See, as all it's outlines here. That is very important. Another one to also pay attention to is the privacy policy. And when I'm downloading an app, I always make sure to read this, because it outlines how they handle your information, your policies, how they make everything relatively easy or hard, because this is how they collect information, who they share it to, who, and where you're from. If you're from the UK or the UAE, whatever, I forgot the name, then you have different applicable laws for those that live over there abroad, because Cloudflare is for people abroad, or it can be for anybody. And then as well, we have California residents. So then they have notices for them as well, where the way you collect and use data for them is also very critical. So you have to also put this within your guidelines. Even if you don't collect certain information, just add it just in case. So you can avoid any liabilities, that you're already informing clients how they are gathering information, how you collect it, and who you give it to, in case you need to ever refer to some other party, right? So if you need to, right, consult a lawyer. It is important to basically make sure that all of this is applicable and that you have your company email, like here, Cloudflare basically has theirs, and making it a lot easier for you. And your business, of course, needs to also have their own EIN number, which is your federal tax ID number. If you are international, you need to have your VAT number. If you're local, you don't need any EINs, but always better to have it. And if you're gonna be a very big corporation, then you need a Duns and Bradstreet number. This is a number that basically is used for trademarks. When you're gonna sell a business, at least you have a manageable way to transfer that trade line to someone else, so that they can also start up the business and or use this to basically leverage that you have a trade line or a capital that you are able to use for your business. And for this, of course, you have to creates your, what is it called? It is the NAV. So this is called the NAV for business credit scores. So the NAV is this. NAV Technologies. So basically NAV Technologies is what basically makes your credit score go higher for your business, and basically allows for you to have a capital of some sort or to be recognized by investors. So this is mainly for corporations, uni corporations, you name it. Now that we went over what is NAV, what is business, VAT, all these things, we go over all of this through the clients that need it, and the ones that don't, we just don't mention it because they don't need it at that moment. They're already profiting, and rather, there are ways that you can leverage certain capital and investments, or if you go to venture capitalists, then you lose equity. It all depends on how you structure it. And so we're gonna go over as well how we calculate revenue. So we have a calculator right here that I have already created, and it basically, these are already zeroed out, but it already tells you the formulas, what I did to basically get this here, there, that, and the totals. So that is what we used to basically have your gross income. For example, let's just say that you earned 15,000 that month, right? And then your expenses were 2,000. You paid your employees. That's too cheap. Maybe 4,000, because that's more understandable. So here we see that this is for US only, of course. So this is how we already calculate certain applicable net worth nets, or rather, this is how we calculate your net income. And even if you don't have the full year, it's still trackable. So it already tells you what return on investment it is, how much you're going to pay if you're 0 through 11, and how you can lower that by just getting a little bit more expenses and expanding your business, maybe even getting real estate. So here we see that the return on investment is 2.75, which is this number, which you just move this decimal backwards 2 times, and this is 275% in the return on investment then you received on your monthly gross income, and this is your profit margin. And this is how we calculate some of these things. We also use other softwares, but this is just how we show this to ourselves basically, and then we show it to our clients as well. And just like privacy policy and terms and conditions, we want to make sure that what you have already done is already aligned with applicable laws. And if you have a big project, we always recommend that you go with one of the lawyers that you trust. Very hard, I know. But just go with a lawyer, right, that would be very, very proficient in business, because there are lawyers that focus more on, accidents, maybe civil. But if you can find a lawyer that focuses a lot on business and contracts and trademarks and patents and all that, that's the one that you want to talk to, because they are going to basically look at your contracts and look if it has any loopholes, and if anything, you might not even need it. But that's just if you're wanting to be extra careful, then you can do that as well. We will also go over it with you, though we're not legal professionals, right? We don't have a degree, yet we can see that humanly possible, this is something that is going to go against the business, or might actually help to propel the business. But we always want to add as much words as possible. That's why when you're downloading an app from the software, from the Apple Store, it gives you all these guidelines, especially the software updates for Apple, telling you how not to mess with it and all that. That's basically what you need to basically outline, so that this is already made certain.
All right, that was awesome. So now let me go ahead and show you how we created the copy that was used in this website for our client. So this right here is Search Atlas. So Search Atlas, we used this specific section. Again, I'm not going to get too technical. I'm just going to show you what we did and why we did it. So this is, for example, one of his pages. He serves Hawaii. So if we go to this Hawaii page, you're going to see again, Dr. Loans, right? Because that's who our client serves. He provides Dr. Mortgage Loans. You could see over here the content score, or in this case, it would be the quality score. of this entire page. Now, this is all original content created by this AI with not just basic keywords like physician loans, doctor loans, but it also talks about all these other keywords so that Google can see that you are an authority in this subject. So it talks about a lot more topics that go hand in hand with your service. And this just increases the quality score a lot more because you can see that it doesn't just talk about one thing, it talks about everything that goes along with that subject. And then it shows you the other competitors and you can analyze their content and how far you are from the number one spot. But again, right here, this is already really good because we're on the green. Now, this is just one page. This client had over 50 pages talking about physician loans. So organically, he is doing really well. If we just search up his website right here on Google, Shop Doctor Loans, he's gonna be the first one to pop up organically. These are all sponsored ads. So these are Google ads, Google search ads. But the first organic one is our client right here. Beautiful website. And that's all the content that we use. All of this content, for example, if you go to one of the Hawaii pages, all this content that Google goes through, we got from here. And this is just such a great AI that we use on our clients. And all of this, we delegate it to our professional copywriters. And they take care of all this work. We review it, and then we publish it. So that's how we create the SEO, which in return gives you a lot higher of a quality score to generate him a lot more clicks, a lot more high intent clients. And that's the beauty about Google ads, is that these people are already searching up for your service. And you're the first one that pops up. They go through your website, they see that you're an authority professional because it's tailored specifically for them. So they book a call, they fill out a form, they give you a call, whatever it is, and you get a lot more high quality leads. That's the beauty of having a tailored website specifically for you and for the people that you serve. So with that being said, let's get to the last part of this video.
Now we're going to go over the lead capture system. How to capture the attention of any potential prospects, leads, potential clients, you name it. This is what we're going to cover. So mainly we go over organic or paid. Those are the two main ones that are out there. There's referral based, affiliates, you name it. But right now we're going to show you how we get organic and paid leads. So first we're going to go into the paid. So let's go. And so first and foremost, we're going to go look for the websites. So we're going to go to Shop Doctor Loans. And here in Shop Doctor Loans, we can see that there are multiple, it's already catching your attention. Basically, it's saying your guide to finding the best medical professional mortgage. So this already implies who it's for. So it is for medical professionals looking for a mortgage. And this is the site to do it at. So one of the ways to lead capture here is message us. So if we click on message us, we see here that you quickly go into an email where you can email him directly, right? So that is one way of getting lead capture. And then of course you saw like a different form as well. Let me refresh it. Then there is the live chat. The live chat captures either through live chat, which is you message here and then you get your messages directly through your application that you go into. There's also through AI suggestion, which basically whatever you type in here, the AI will already suggest it, like a rule-based AI, that's what it's called. or the AI just talk directly to the client. But then you can also lose some leads because the AI is always going to direct you, and it's not going to know sometimes what to do. And you have to train the AI first, so it's better to have a live chat almost all the time. And then if we go down, we have the embed. So in this case, the embed is going to have the leads go directly to the CRM, and you just click on here and your state, and you click on next and next and next. And here we have a 3D animation that we added to the website. So for example, you can click on your state, like, I don't know, Colorado. You click on Colorado and it sends you to the page of Colorado. And here in Colorado, you're gonna see a array of information, lead capture, a lot of information about Colorado, and of course the embed again. It's just gonna be kind of repetitive. You can always go here, live chat, or message again. You can click to connect with a specialist, and this will ask us to fill in some information. These are things that the doctors already know, so they're going to be like, okay, I'm a certified nurse, and then you're going to click next, and then you're going to click on your state. It's like, I'm from Arizona, next, and then you're going to click on the sales price. What is the price of your house, basically? So basically, we build all of this, and if they say, you know what, I don't want to put in my information in there, so then they can just go and talk directly to an associate, right? That is the forms of live capture that we have for this website. So the way they're able to find his website is mainly when they click on an ad through Google PPC ads, right? Pay per click. When they click it, they basically go here directly, and these are already people that are already looking for your product or service. So we don't target, for example, people who are, what are the best CRMs out there? And of course, they're just chopping around. They're just looking. They're not looking to buy right now. But if someone says, looking to buy a house in Arizona right now, then that's very straightforward. They're looking for a house right now because they need a house, right? Whatever happens, emergencies happen, you name it. So that is going to be what you're going to target, right? So now we're going to show you a way this is going to be for organic means, right? Long term. This is what we focus on. So we want to focus right now, we're still on the site, right? So we want to focus on long term. So this website has a bunch of states, and they target every single state here except, I guess, Alaska. But all of the ones that are here, they're here. And there's a lot of words, and it's targeting very specific things where your client can go in and go to the specific state that they're in, and whatever it is that this state is targeting, like licensed professionals, yes, Alabama, doctor loans, all of this is going to get their attention. And so this is one way. This will be a monster of a website, and it already is. Another way is like this. So that's a NAV score that we went over. Let's go here and just put window cleaning, for example. So this is the window cleaners right now. You see that basically it shows you the products first, the ones that are paid, the window cleaner things, and then the paid. And then you see businesses. So the first business is actually one of our clients. So we click on his website, and we go to his website here. And this is the website we built using WordPress. So that's why we have to focus on where they're at and what they want their website to look at. That's why this website looks very completely different from this website, right? They're all very different, and it caters to different people. And let's go back. So here we see everything that he does, but the main thing he focuses on is window cleaning. You can get a quote, you can call him directly, and it shows you and demonstrates what he does. And it's in a very creative, very fun way that it shows what he has done, the before and after, where he works at, and what he targets, basically. This is a very good website where we see already that it's targeting window cleaning services, and he's number one. We see here that he has competitors. So this one has 4.8. He has 25 reviews, 5 stars, right? This one has 54 reviews, and he's worked for 3 years, but yet he has less of a ranking. He's third compared to our client. So here, the client is on the top of the ranks. He has a website. People can go to his website. And he also leverages social media platforms as well. And we see that there's a lot of people, maybe a few ones more, but the ones that are supposed to be the top here, he outranks all of them. So, Walmart is sponsored, but it's just Walmart sponsoring it. I don't know why. So we see here that by organically, he's always number one. So if anyone's gonna choose a window cleaner or window cleaning service, then he's gonna be number one. He's gonna beat everybody. And this is basically how SEO works, and why when you're the first one, you're gonna be the first point of contact, and it even has his number here where you can call him for these services, right? And of course, there's more products, more sponsored, more equipment, but we see how Google My Business basically helps to set you in the local dominance in the area. So this is what we also work on, setting you on the very top. And if you do paid, then you're going to be on the very, very top, because you are really very relevant to your niche. Another form of getting leads also, we try to combine collaborations, even influencers, forms, surveys. It all depends on what you have. So we tailor that to the business, so we make sure that they can be very profitable. And so we see how the organic flow of leads through Google My Business or just through SEO, people are already searching for these things, and you outrank them all. And even if you don't, you will. And even if someone is betting higher than you, but yours is more relevant to what they're looking for, you're more likely to outrank them than others. In this case, our client has 100% SEO, meaning he's gonna dominate, and he's gonna be a monster of an industry where he will even be able to sell that business for, who knows, millions. That's what a business is. You earn and you can sell, or you can just buy others, right? So we want to focus also on the temporary and on the long term especially. So long term is really where we want to specialize in. All the time we specialize in the long term, because long term is always going to be there. And in the end, that is what's going to pay off in the end for your business. While others are spending a lot of money on ads, well, it's good, but one of our clients working with us, as we already mentioned, has spent thousands, hundreds of thousands on ads, but we were able to save him what, 10,000 more, thousands more per month, which is a lot of money. If you want to put more of those expenses into something else, even better, because then you can hire more people to do more work. So that is how to earn some leads through website or SEO. So depending on your business and how we tailor it to you, we specialize in the things we specialize in, and we have to choose wisely. And we're gonna move to the next video. And so you made it to the end of the video, where we're just gonna go over the main points in detail about what we already covered, right? You have to, in the end, tie the knot and get that product or service ready to go. One of the things that we do very rigorously is we have to go over it in a very it's timed, but at the same time we have to magnify, or we have to put like a magnifying glass to look at everything, make sure everything's functioning, and at the same time make sure that the client is profiting from their business, that we're profiting from the business, and that we're able to help them continue to profit, and then also the clients that we work with in the future, Yahuah willing, that they could profit as well.
And as you saw, this is where we use those tools like Search Console and other Google Analytic tools, where we track everything, making sure that Google picked up every page of your website and letting Google know that your pages are ready to go so they could start promoting your website and putting it in front of those ideal clients that you cater to.
Yeah, because remember, we have to also tailor it to them, right? So that's one of the things we specialize in, which no one does. It's very difficult to have these skills. You have to learn an array of skills, but then be very proficient at them. So what we like to do is we like to, like just like these shirts, we got them from Men's Warehouse, right? Not promoting Men's Warehouse, but they're very tailored to us, and their necks and the arms, the length, the size, the logos, or these were actually through another business locally that we're doing these here. You see, we like to tailor stuff to ourselves, right, to our business, because this is what fits me. This is what I like. This is what I like to promote. This is the kind of fabric I like. It's 100% cotton, right? I like to have these logos here with my name here, right? My name, yes, in cursive, right? Because it looks fancy, of course. And then the logo here, right? Because we have that. We're getting this trademark. Who knows when that will be trademarked? It's been months. But this is what we like to do to businesses. So we like to tailor your business to you so that you're able to put that on and be like, I love this fit. But at the same time, it looks good and it's getting me a lot of recognition and it's earning me a lot of revenue. Though maybe this shirt might not earn us revenue, it might earn us like, hey, what do you do? Perhaps, And it's like, oh, this is what we do. It's like, what is that? Well, let me show you. And that's one of the things we like to focus on, is to help clients, to serve them, to also be more informed in some of the things that we covered, just like in the legal aspects, right? There were some things that if they weren't fixed, so that's just one thing. So you have to launch these products or services with what you promised already, or of course get them more than what they expected, which is always the better part, right? Always giving them more than what they expected. And to me, it's just very fulfilling, because many of the things we do, as Elisad had said, right? We track stuff, we track the analytics, the data, and all that. It's a very repeatable process, but not many people do this just because it is very hard. Well, it's not hard, right, Elisad? But it's basically, people don't want to know you. They want to know themselves. They don't want to know you. They want to know themselves and how they can help you help themselves. Right?
Makes sense.
Makes sense. And so that's not where we're at. We're here to help you, because honestly, one thing I haven't told Elisad is that I have hard trouble to serve myself. I can't serve myself. It's very difficult. I find it very, very difficult to serve myself. I can't. It's just not in me to do that. And so once everything has been tailored to you and to your business, and you're getting a lot of revenue, and it's not as easy as it sounds, trust me, we had to learn a lot of trial and error, and more error, and more error, and more error.
A little bit more error.
A little bit more error, right? Because we kept taking the same route over and over and over and over and over again. And over again. And we were like, you know what, why don't we just do this? Oh yeah, sure, of course, why not? So that's why we had to make sure that before everything is gonna go out into the marketplace, you have to make sure that the product is, in sync with laws, with local laws, state laws, national laws, international laws, you name it. Whatever laws you have to abide by, you have to, because you are a legal entity of business. So we have to make sure that that is what you have, because if you don't, then you can't work with anybody unless it's under the rug, right? Of course, but we don't do under the rug things. That's why in the end, once everything is reviewed, it's been polished, it's been neatly garnished, is that a word? Garnished like food, I guess. I don't know. Like it's been overlaid with something that looks good. It is ready to give to the clients. That is what you do, because in the end, how you serve your client is basically how you would serve yourself. And don't serve a client if you're not willing to go there yourself.
So those were the exact steps we took to creating a high ticket lead generation website. So if you're still going through that, if you still don't feel heard, if someone still doesn't understand the vision or the mission for your business, and you want someone that will tailor it specifically to you, that will tailor the website, the ads, who they're targeting, everything tailored to your business, feel free to click the link below, book a call, subscribe and like if you found this valuable and it's something that you can apply.
Yeah, put something in the comments down below. If there's something we missed, yeah, add us on social media and send us a message, an email. We're here, we're not some closed door people, I guess you can call that. So appreciate it. And I'm Raimundo Alvarez.
Eleazar Gutierrez.
And we're from Agency Cornerstone.
Shalom.
Shalom.